man. I appreciate it. All right, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Really quick before we get started, if you could, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. All right, we're moving forward with the Evo 8. So I received the base map from Chag. I went ahead and threw that on the car. It's a little different, you know, putting the base map on, or tuning, I guess, with the Evo 8 compared to the Evo 10. It took me a second to figure that out. I didn't know that. And we are doing a dual map. So first we're gonna tune it on 91, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to E85. So with the FP Red, I know you can make just over 500 horsepower. I don't know that I'll come anywhere close to that because I'm gonna be limited by my fuel setup. The car has 1000cc injectors, according to the guy who put it together. I took out the Walbro 255 that was in here and I put in an Aeromotive Stealth 340 LPH. I'm hoping to at least hit like mid fours, I guess. I'm hoping to get mid fours. Later on down the road, I plan to turn it up even more. Maybe go with a forward facing turbo setup, but I don't wanna sacrifice AC. I wanna keep AC. So I guess I have to look further into that. I definitely at some point want this to be faster than the Evo 10, 100%. So we have a few things that I wanna go ahead and get taken care of on the Evo 8 today. So let's go ahead and pop the hood so I can give you guys a look at what it is that we're changing. All right, so first, all these worm style clamps on the intercooler piping are all gonna have to be changed out to T-bolt clamps. I mean, these would probably work given the current setup. I mean, I'm guessing they worked before, but T-bolt clamps are just ideal, I guess, under higher amounts of boost. So we're gonna swap those out. Also, we're getting rid of this GM map sensor that has been wired in, and we're gonna be replacing it with an Omni 4-bar map sensor. It's just gonna be a bit cleaner because it's gonna bolt right here. It's like a direct replacement for the factory map sensor, how I understand it. So, and it should plug right in as well. So, I also want to go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna have to look to make sure that these wires were the correct wires for the speed density setup. So, I mean, I imagine they were, but it doesn't hurt to double check. Also, not sure if you can see down there, but it's missing the lower intercooler piping. It actually came with the car. But I did have to buy a replacement coupler, so I have that, and we're gonna go ahead and get that bolted up as well. Also, we're gonna go ahead and install the Grimspeed 3-port electronic boost solenoid, because I picked up one of those as well. All right, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get to work.
Perfect.
All right, both the upper and lower intercooler piping has been secured with T-bolt clamps. Well, actually, the lower, I actually had to reuse some of the smaller worm clamps because I didn't have the proper size T-bolt clamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the Omni 4-bar map sensor, which will allow us to run all the boost. All right, so the old map sensor is out and the new Omni 4-bar has been installed, and I cleaned up the wiring as best as I could for now, but it looks a whole lot better than it did before because this kind of was just dangling over the intake manifold, so it didn't look all that good either, so having that is like 10 times better. Moving on, next I'm going to go ahead and install the Grimspeed boost controller, which is going to mount like right underneath where that intake filter is. The car already had a manual boost controller installed, not sure of the brand, but I would much rather have an electronic one. It seems to be more reliable and a lot easier at controlling the amount of booster running. So, but again, a simple install. So let's go ahead and get this knocked out.
Perfect.
All right, so the boost controller is mounted right there on the frame rail. Super easy to install, like I said. The plug for the boost controller is actually already plugged in, but it sits over here. From what I saw, you only use ports 2 and 3 on the boost solenoid. Port 2 went to the wastegate, and port 3 went to the J pipe that comes right off the turbo. So. All right, so my battery died the other day when I was trying to start this up after having put it back together. But when I was trying to start the car, it actually didn't seem like it wanted to start up. So I pulled the injectors. While the injectors were out, I was cranking the car while they were still connected to see if fuel would at least come out of the injectors, and some fuel would come out, not much. I could have went and had the injectors clean and flow tested to determine whether or not they were even any good. But that whole process for me here locally was gonna be a pain because the only place that actually does it is like an hour away. So I went ahead and just bought some more injectors. I went with some more FICs. These are gonna be a lot newer, obviously, than the ones that were on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these up, replace these. Also, I went ahead and cleaned the filter. It actually needs to be re-oiled, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. And then, fingers crossed, hopefully the car actually starts.
Perfect.
Apparently these go into the intake manifold first before the injector can go in. All right, if it doesn't start now, parting it out. Well, I have officially given up on the Evo 8. The Evo 8 is officially for, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not giving up on the Evo 8, but it still doesn't run, and I still don't know why. I've checked several different things, new injectors, new fuel pump, base map was successfully put onto the stock ECU, new spark plugs, checked compression was good, replaced the cam sensor, replaced that fuel injector resistor on the firewall. I've done a lot to the car to figure out or to try to get it running, and have been unsuccessful so far. But I feel like we're super close because it has to be something simple. Maybe the fuel pressure isn't correct. I don't know what it is, but I'm anxious to figure it out and to be able to drive the car. Unfortunately, we're not getting the car running today. It's actually another day from when I last filmed. It's getting to the point where I'm leaning more towards having somebody look at it who is a bit more familiar with Evo 8s than I am, whatever, given that this is my first ever Evo 8 and the first one I've ever worked on. So, but hopefully, I don't have to go that route. Hopefully I can just figure it out myself. But if you guys have any ideas, if there's something that I may have overlooked, on the Evo that could prevent it from running or whatever. So let me know in the comments, because I would greatly appreciate it if I could, you know, figure it out on my own or with the help of you guys. That'd be awesome. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you have not, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.